Hey Diva Nation, today's episode we're filming at one of Barberton's favorite breweries, Ignite. I'm joined today by fellow diva Lady Faye of IPA. We try all of the beers on tap at Ignite Brewery. It was a hard task, but someone had to do it, and Lady Faye and I were up for the challenge. Lady Faye talks about the difference between ales and lagers. Test your beer knowledge with my quiz, and so much more. Stay tuned! Warning, what you're about to watch is purely for my own mental well-being. But let's face it, it's some pretty funny stuff. You're about to witness a crazy diva hitting her midlife crisis, and it's all on camera with a little help from her friends. Viewer discretion is not advised. Beer Divas, 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 Beer Divas. Welcome to the Beer Divas show, where wine is dumb and the craft beer world has taken over the dull American beer scene once and for all. I'm your host, Dr. Brewski, and with me today is my fellow diva, Lady Faye of
Hello,
IPA.
darlings.
Today we're here in the wonderful patio in Barberton, Ohio at Ignite Brewery. And we're gonna go around and show you a little bit about the place in a couple of minutes. But first, my favorite part of the show,
Beer reviews.
It's beer review time. All right, the first beer we are going to try is called Women on the Rise. It's 4.4 ABV and it's a goes. So
All right.
It's a sour, it's a fruity beer.
And I love the name.
Women on the
Women
Rise.
on the Rise.
It's more like divas on the rise.
Divas.
So, smelling it,
Smells nice.
it smells real nice. Tart. I smell the tart. Almost like a tart cherry.
Mm-hmm.
So the color, I mean,
Nice
this
color.
is Diva Pink right here. I mean, it's like,
It's a nice cranberry color.
it is a cranberry. So if you're having kidney problems, this beer might help. I don't know. All right, let's
It's a
taste
nice
it.
diva color.
Let's taste it. Wow.
Lighter than I expected.
Lighter than I expected too. Dry finish, tart. It does have a crispness to it though. I wasn't expecting that because I didn't see a lot
It's
of
tart. I was expecting it to be sweeter.
yeah, and
It's a real
not.
tart.
It's tart and dry. I like it.
Almost like a sweet tart. There's a hint of sweetness, but it's the tartness that I notice.
And it does have a little bit of an aftertaste, but not much. And
I like
almost
it.
like a bubble gum at the end. Do you
I almost
taste
feel
that?
like-
Bubble gummy? Like after you
A
taste
hint.
it? Yeah.
A hint. I don't know that I could commit to an entire glass of this,
Well, this is
But
something
this
if you wanted
size-
something different.
for sure.
Yeah.
Interesting.
All right, Lady Faye, what is your review on Women on the Rise goes?
I'm going to give it a 6. And the reason I'm going to give it a 6 is it's really not my go-to kind of beer.
Okay.
But I love the name.
The name's
And because
good.
of the name, I'm going to kick it up to a 6.5.
Okay. So I myself like goes. I like pretty much any of them that I've tried. The only ones I shy away from are watermelon. I did
Okay.
have a really good strawberry that I was a little bit worried about at the beginning at Missing Falls, but it really knocked my socks off because it wasn't too sweet. I was worried.
Yeah.
Or too like berry.
They can be
cough
too syrupy
syrupy.
sometimes.
Totally not. But anyway, and this reminds me of that. If you like a Bubbles from Rheingeist, it's similar to that. It's, you know, you've got the dry, you got the
Definitely dry.
tartness. So my rating on the Women on the Rise goes is 7.8.
Wow.
I liked it.
She's a fan.
I thought it was good. All right, the second beer I know Lady Faye of IPA is very excited about. It is called Curiosity IPA. The ABV on this is 6.2%, and it's a New England IPA, which typically aren't as bitter as some of the other American
A little more drinkable.
IPAs. A little more drinkable, and I think that's why the craze is they've kind of calmed down the hoppiness.
Right.
That some people shy away from.
Very excited to dive into this one.
So,
cheers.
Looking at the color, very hazy. Right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, straw-like, golden.
Little skunky.
A little skunky.
A little skunky.
Yeah.
I don't mind a little skunk though.
So either the yeast or the type of what do you call it? The hops that they're using, it's not very floral. It's that like rubber shoe kind of smell. And I've had that before. That's just the type that they're using.
It's not perfumey.
Not perfumey, not floral at all, or citrus. There's none of that. It's like a rubber shoe.
Now, I wouldn't define it as rubber shoe, but I see where you're going with that.
You said skunky.
I said skunky, yeah.
Like an umami.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's taste.
Let's do it.
Oh, wow.
I like it.
Totally not what my nose was picking up at all. So it goes down very smooth.
I was expecting more flavor out of it because it's an IPA.
That's
but
right.
It's very light for an IPA.
I do get the hoppiness. I'm not sure what the IBUs are, but it's not for a non-IPA drinker. This reminds me a lot of the Arche.
This is something you would drink.
Shango. This is totally for me. Now I know you'll probably go a little lower, but be nice. Because it is a New England IPA.
Always
it's not
nice.
a double or a triple or a 92nd IPA or whatever
It's an
it is.
IPA, so of course it's in my
So
in my list of favorites.
definitely sweet. The hops is a sweet hops.
I don't find it overly sweet.
I think it's sweeter than a lot of the other IPAs that
I would call it more neutral
Okay.
as far as IPAs go.
But I would totally enjoy this.
Yeah, I could see you drinking this in the summer.
Okay. So Lady Faye, for the Curiosity IPA, your rating is
7.2.
7.2.
Really like it. There's just so many IPAs that I really love.
That's right, because you are Lady Faye.
That's right.
Of IPA.
That's right.
So my rating on the Curiosity IPA is, I'm going 7.8.
Yeah.
I liked it a little bit more.
Yeah.
And I know, because you're the double hoppy head. I'm not. So I went up there with it. All right, we got to switch this around because I got to get this hop out of my mouth.
I think we're going to hop it up again with the next one.
We are a little bit different. So the next one we're going to try is again
This
a
one
New
here.
England, which is right here. It's called the Mountain High Haze, and it's a hazy IPA, so that means it's not filtered.
Right. It's a
Which
hazy
the
hop
other one was
blend.
hazy too.
Will guide you down a fruit-forward trail of tropical citrus and stone fruit flavors, finished with a smooth malt backbone that is softer than the shadow from the starlight. Ooh.
There you go. She is intrigued by the marketing efforts.
Got a little Colorado flair there.
All
Which,
right.
by the way, the brewmaster we met with, very continental.
I know he's been.
I
to
enjoyed that
Iceland.
interview.
He's been to California. He took classes out there. I mean, come on, that's pretty
Also
good.
hazy.
It looks very similar.
It
to
does.
The other
I want to
one,
compare the
color-wise.
two. A little more golden, maybe.
A little more golden, orangey,
Yeah.
but not too much. I think it's about the same. All right,
Definitely
let's give it
more
a whiff.
citrus.
Still skunky though. I still smell
Yeah,
that,
I
but
smell
I
the
smell
skunk
a little bit
too.
more sweetness, a little more floral sweetness of the hops. Okay. All right, let's taste it.
Let's do it.
Boy, what is that taste that I'm tasting?
Citrus. I get notes of citrus.
I get citrus, but there's something else, almost like a melon.
It's a little fruity. But there's not a strong aftertaste.
To me, this is a lot hoppier than this one.
And I like it.
She's going to give this like 101%.
I do like this one. Has a little more flavor than the last one.
Definitely has more flavor. Definitely more
It's a little more
hoppy,
robust, which
more
is what I
robust.
like to see in an IPA.
That's right. Okay, so Lady Faye, what is your rating for the Mountain High Haze Hazy New England IPA?
I'm going to give it an 8.6.
Woo!
Really like the flavor. Very drinkable, not heavy.
This is so you. As soon as I tasted it, I was
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, she's going to rate this high.
And not so robust that you get that full feeling.
Right.
Like you're drinking a sandwich. It's lighter than that.
That's right. You can't live off of this one, right?
So it's a little fruity, but
little
no.
fruity. Okay. So my rating on the Mountain High Haze Hazy New England IPA is 7.6. The reason why I gave it is more of
This
my
one,
taste.
yeah.
Because I like the less hops of the first one, where you are the hop. So I figured we were going to be totally opposite on that, and that's fine. You go for that type of beer.
I love the IPAs.
That wouldn't be my... Now, is it delicious? If you're a hop lover, this is delicious, and I recommend
Very
you getting
drinkable.
it. For me, though, and for people that don't like the hops, I would not recommend that beer at all. You will not like it. All right.
Give it a try.
Give it a try. You never know. And see, I would actually stay away from any of these New England IPAs, but I like the first one, which was the Curiosity, because I was curious. Curious like the cat. What else?
What's next on our list? Oh, I like
You need to swoosh a little
the
bit.
names of these beers. They're so creative.
Okay, so the next
This
one
is a diva beer.
is a total, and she is a badass diva beer. Her name is the Flighty Temptress.
It was a beer made for this show.
So it's a Belgian triple, which means it's high in alcohol. Triple means high. Double, triple, we're going for it. So this ABV on this is 10%.
And speaking of Flighty Temptresses, look
Flighty
what we have
Temptresses
here.
Coming.
Please
We
say
have
hello,
more to
ladies.
try, ladies.
Say hello.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
so much.
Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, you guys are really.
Oh, you didn't get in there. Come on, ladies.
Yeah, here.
Okay.
The Flighty Temptresses.
Okay, wait a minute. Do like a 5-second. Thank you, because then I'll just snap it there.
Yep.
Awesome.
You're going to be world famous.
That's right. I'm going to try. I don't know. With my 500 subscribers, we'll see. We'll see how that
Half
goes.
of which are related to us.
Yeah, I was going to say they're all my relatives. Okay, so the
Flighty Temptress.
Temptress. I just love the name.
I know. I'm going to give it points just for that.
Okay, this is a classic Belgian
Mm-hmm.
smell. Whatever Belgian yeast, I'm not a connoisseur of that or know how to brew very well, but
It smells nice.
it smells really nice.
It's almost like I could go like this and just
Definite.
dab some
so
on
the color
for
on that
later.
is so light. It is clear, light to straw like.
Smells delicious.
Smells floral citrus.
Come on, let's drink it. Let's drink it. Drink me. Drink me.
Okay, let's do it.
Mm.
Oh, heck yeah.
That Flighty Temptress does not disappoint.
She will fly you to the moon. It is delicious.
Wow.
What
What an
flavor.
interesting beer. It smells
Sometimes
good.
I stay away
It
from the
looks
strong
good.
Belgians because they sometimes have that really alcohol-y, winey taste.
It does not taste
No.
strong at all, does it? I would have never guessed that was 10% ABV.
Now I get a little bit of the winey at the end.
Little
after
bit.
you swallow, okay? And that's the alcohol coming out. That's typical. But what is the flavor in the front?
I'm getting some coffee. I'm getting a little bit of a coffee taste.
I don't know if I'd describe it as coffee,
That's
but there is I don't know what it is. It's a very unique flavor that gives it the good flavor, that gives it some body. I don't know if it was a particular malt that they use or what.
It is kind of malty.
Really good. Now, of course, you got to be careful with this one. You're not going to be driving home if you have a couple of these.
Because it does not taste like it's a high alcohol content.
Right.
Very smooth, very delicious.
Definite
I think
aftertaste, but then it goes away. Like it's a good aftertaste taste.
I'm a huge IPA fan. I like it more than the last IPA.
Whoa. Okay. Lady Faye, your rating on the Flighty Temptress Belgian Triple is
9.5.
Woo!
And it got kicked up a little bit because I love the name.
Of course.
I love the name.
The names really do make a difference because people who might shy away from the type, they might say, I need to try this just because of the
who
name.
doesn't want a Flighty Temptress at 10%?
At 10%, she's going to fly you somewhere. I don't know if to the moon or back. I don't know.
Yeah, that one, that's an interesting beer. Definitely like that one.
So my rating for the Flighty Temptress Belgian Triple is 8.1. So far that's the highest for me. I loved it. I love a Belgian anyway. And this one, I'm not quite sure what that flavor is that I'm tasting, but it is delish. It is delish.
And I think that's why I kicked it up a notch, because it's not my go-to type of beer.
Right? I was surprised.
Delicious.
And you loved it.
I'll come back for that one. I'll come back just for that.
Yeah, we'll be finishing these up later.
I'm definitely finishing that one before we go.
Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Oh my God!
Wait, was that our new note?
Yes! Shit.
Wait! Let me get an action shot of you running across the parking lot to get it. No, I need an action shot here.
I'm losing my note.
Wait, I gotta get it on film. Wait! Wait! No, run after it, Steph. Now, I've enjoyed this brewery today very much.
Yeah, they've got an extensive,
a really nice selection
array of different types of beer. And, if you guys end up around the Akron area, stop by Barberton. It's like 15 minutes away from downtown Akron. Come, they've got a great patio and
really cool setup patio. It's in a former garage.
Yeah.
The staff is excellent.
Yeah,
the
they're so
beer
nice
is
and they won't steer you
excellent.
wrong.
Yeah, we'll return.
Smaller batches, so I mean, they're always going to be trying different stuff, so you never know what you're going to get. So up next, Lady Faye is going to read from the beer book for dummies.
I am.
Stay with us. All right, we're back. Lady Faye is going to talk a little bit about the difference for all of you newbies out there between a lager and an ale. So we're reading from, show again,
Beer for Dummies. Very appropriate.
Hey, they really did a nice job on that book.
Marty Knockel and Steve Ettlinger.
There you go.
All right, so out of today's Bible, ales versus lagers.
You want to read all of this part? that whole page.
Stop being so bossy.
Sorry. I want knowledge. Dr. Brewski needs knowledge.
The two major classifications of beer types are ales and lagers. Every beer enthusiast should know some basic facts about these classifications. Ales are ancient. They date back into antiquity. Lager beers are new and hot. They're only several hundred years old.
Wow, I didn't know that. I would think that it was the opposite. Okay.
Ales are fermented at warm temperatures for short periods of time, while lagers are cold fermented for longer periods of time. Ales are fermented with top fermenting yeast, so up in the air, while lagers are fermented with bottom. Down, lagers are low.
Down low.
Fermented
people.
with bottom fermenting yeast.
That must be why I like it. Because we're on the down low.
Now,
as low.
to delve a little deeper,
Can you go?
within the ale and lager classifications, major beer style categories include my favorite: pale ales, Indian pale ales, brown ales, and pilsners and dark lagers. And the majority of beer style categories include several different beer styles. Here are just two examples of how this beer hierarchy plays out. So, a stout is a type of ale. There's also Irish dry style stout, London sweet, foreign style oatmeal and Russian. And then there's a Bock, which is a type of lager, the low fermenting yeast, traditional, Helles, which means light, auf Deutsch, Maibach, Doppelbock, and Eisbock.
Love me some box.
Very nice.
Go ahead and talk
Are
about
we
the
continuing?
hybrid
Okay.
and specialty beers.
In addition to the two major beer classifications, a third beer, I don't know how to pronounce that word.
That's an amalgam. It is a mixture, a combination of
Amalgam?
the first two. And
Are you
it's
sure that's
called
how you pronounce
a hybrid.
it?
You got it.
Why don't they just say hybrid?
I don't know. They gotta be fancy.
Hybrid beers cross over ale and lager style guidelines. A beer fermented at cold temperatures using an ale yeast, for example. Likewise, a beer that's warm fermented using a lager yeast. Specialty beers, on the other hand, are practically limitless, and I think we saw that here today.
Mm-hmm.
They have a wide variety of options. This unofficial style of beers covers a very wide range of brews that are hard to define. Examples would be porter and Weizen beer.
I've never even heard of that.
I've had the Weizen beer with some new flavor added. Some are made from unusual foods that are fermented. One that comes to mind is a smoked beer that I had in Germany that is
okay.
like drinking a sandwich.
From Bamberg?
Mm-hmm. Guidelines are useless in brewing. Anarchy rules the brew house. The rules be damned attitude is what makes specialty beers so fun to brew and drink.
Thank
The
you
end.
so much, Lady Faye.
You're welcome.
And next up, beer quiz.
Beer quiz.
It's quiz time, quiz time, quiz time, quiz time.
Welcome
All
back.
right, welcome back. So, here we are, beer quiz.
Beer quiz.
Question number 1. Where does the name Belgian Double come from? Is it A, they used X's to tell the consumer how much alcohol it had? Letter B, people were illiterate at the time and they spelled double, D-U-B-B-E-L, instead of double, D-O-U-B-L-E. Or letter C, both, A and B.
I'm going to go with A. I really don't know,
And
but I'm going with
the
A.
answer is C. It's both A and B.
People are dumb.
So the monks, they used to mark an X or a double X on the labels to tell the consumers how strong the beer was. Also, they spelled it double, D-U-B-B-E-L, because it contained double the alcohol as the regular Belgian ales did, but they spelled it wrong. They spelled it the way that it
sounds
not
instead
the
of
way.
how.
That's right.
And maybe they pronounced it double.
Right. It could have been Dubo.
It's a double.
I actually looked it up because I wasn't sure how to say it. If it was like Dubel or Dubil or something.
What did you learn?
But it just said double.
Double.
So it wasn't that sophisticated after all. It was just double
But we're
spelled
divas,
wrong.
so we'll say double.
It was double spelled wrong.
Double.
Dumb people.
I didn't know how to pronounce it. What's that
double.
word?
D-U-B-E-E-L.
The last word in the book. What was that?
Amalgam?
Yeah, that one.
Come on. It's a mixture. It's a combination of things. All right. Question number 2. What is the most expensive beer bought on record? Is it A, $52? Is it B, $500? Or is it C, $5,000?
Is this like a select ancient? I'm going to go with C.
And the answer is, that is correct. It is letter C, $5,000. So someone in the UK bought an ale. It was an all sops Arctic ale, sold for $5,000. It was brewed in 1875 for an Antarctic expedition. But of course they never drank it because we're not sure if that would kill you.
Right.
But they bought it for $5,000.
Well, you know those Brits, they love their beers.
It said dollars. It didn't say euro.
Or was it pounds?
Or pounds, I mean.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it doesn't matter. Are you flipping insane?
It's some expensive beer.
Yeah, I'm not. I could have this for like $5, and it's more delicious than a 1875 beer. I mean, that's just dumb. What is wrong with people?
What else?
What? You get the big W-E on that one.
A big W-E.
Okay. Question number 3. What city had a beer flood that killed 8 people?
That's amazing.
In 1814, but it killed them. They drowned in beer.
That part is sad, but the beer flood is amazing. And God rest their souls.
1814. Is it A, New York City? Is it B, London? Is it C, Shanghai? Or is it D, Boston?
What? Wait, let me read them again. New York,
what? Okay,
London,
New York,
Shanghai.
London, Shanghai, or Boston? 1814. Who killed 8 people in a flood?
I'm leaning towards London or Boston.
And the answer is
1814.
London. It didn't say on the internet what brewery it was.
I've never heard this.
Barrels of porter dumped out of the brewery accidentally into the neighborhood of St. Giles Rookery back in 1814, and it actually killed 8 people.
But how does it kill people? That's the part I don't understand.
So it's probably the workers. They're working in the brewery.
Oh, that makes sense.
And the barrels started leaking and flooded them. And
I was going to say that's one hell of a beer river.
Yeah,
otherwise.
right.
Yeah.
It was probably the people at the brewery or people nearby on the street, maybe delivery
So
people.
minus the death, I actually love the thought of a beer river coming through town.
I like it, but I don't want to be in it. I'll drink out of it with a straw.
You don't want one of those little floaties and you're floating down the beer river?
If I have a floaty, I will so be on the beer river.
You got a straw
what kind
and
of
a
beer
floaty.
River? What kind of beer would be your beer river?
Well, obviously
fantasy?
you would be a lager and I would be an IPA.
I would be so a lager. Maybe
Yeah.
we could divide it into two rivers, right?
Beer rivers.
I'll take the lager stream and I'll be floating there with my little floaties.
I would just be happy to be on a river of beer. I mean, you really don't want to drink it.
I would totally be on this peanut butter chocolate.
It's probably good for
porter.
the skin.
God,
It's probably good for you.
And the hair. I need to fluff up that diva hair right here. Yeah, with a little beer.
Look at you.
I know. So, guess what? That's it for the show today. I want to thank Ignite Brewery.
They were
Barberton.
awesome.
They were so
awesome.
awesome. Everybody was so nice for showing us around the brewery today and hosting us and letting us come and taste their tasty beverages. And of course, I have to thank my fellow diva, Lady Faye of IPA, who came here on a Monday afternoon to come.
Happily, by the way.
And yeah, I had to really
twist your arm here.
Oh, she did.
Yeah, right.
She's ruthless.
To come and host the show with me today. So make sure that you subscribe. Hit the little bell notification so you don't miss any episodes. Make sure that you go out today and have a nice beer with someone that you love. Get together with some friends, especially as COVID is, we're trying to get a handle on it. Go out and enjoy a beer with somebody. And remember, don't worry, be happy.